this is the place you've been hearing so much about, the jungle. It's hot, it's sticky and uncomfortable, full of insects as well as the enemy. You can take care of the enemy. Your weapons and equipment are the best and you know how to use them. But it's the jungle itself that'll give you trouble. Take the climate. It's really hot down here, and if you don't take care of yourself, this is what can happen. They call it heat exhaustion. You feel weak, tired, worn out, and you're sweating like a horse. The old legs just won't move. You may faint. You may have muscle cramps. You're low on salt. You've sweated most of it out. But you can prevent this. When you get your rations, there will be a box of salt tablets there for you. Take them. Keep out of the sun. Stay in the shade as much as you can and keep that helmet on. Wear your clothes loose so the air can get inside. The climate is something about the jungle you can't see, but the fly is a jungle pest you can see. It looks so small and harmless you think you don't have to worry about it, but you do. It breeds on filth and carries germs on its feet and in its mouth. These germs cause dysentery. This man is having severe belly cramps from dysentery. There's only one way to avoid diarrhea and dysentery. You've got to keep things clean and sterilized. No open plates of food for flies to leave their germs on. But dysentery is persistent. You've got to observe precautions all the time or it will get you. A little dirt, grease, or soap left in a mess kit can cause diarrhea or dysentery. That's why there are 3 cans used. 1 of hot soapy water and 2 of clear boiling rinse water. And I said boiling. Never assemble a mess kit until it's dry. The best way to get it dry is to let the air do it. And never leave open garbage for flies to breed on. Here's another place which can breed plenty of sickness if you're not careful. That's why you dig a straddle trench. Dig it 1 foot wide, 30 inches deep, and 6 to 8 feet long. That's where the flies pick up dysentery and diarrhea germs if you let them get at it. So when you're through using the straddle trench, cover your trail behind you completely. And when alone, dig a cat hole and be sure you cover it completely after using. Another way to get germs that cause diarrhea and dysentery is from impure water. Now, nobody's likely to take a chance on drinking stagnant water like this. But here's a stream that looks clear and inviting. It's okay to use it to cool off, but don't drink it. Water out here is swimming with germs, millions of them, and they pack a nasty wallop if they ever get inside you. Don't ever drink water until you know it's safe. One way to make it safe for drinking is to boil it, but it must actually boil for at least 1 minute. There's something else you can do to make water fit to drink, and it's right in your individual first aid jungle kit, M2. That's the GI name for the jungle kit, and when you're in the jungle, there's no better life insurance. It has iodine, dressings, wound tablets, Band-Aids, all the things that come in your regular first aid kit. But it has other things too, mighty important things if you want to stay on your feet. It has insect repellent to stymie those mosquitoes and crawlers. Atabrine tablets to keep you from folding up with malaria. A solution in case your feet start blossoming out with athlete's foot. And that's something else I told you about to make your drinking water safe. A bottle of tablets which can mean the difference between a healthy soldier and an unhealthy one. Their official name is halazone tablets, but you and I can call them water purification tablets because that's what they're for, to make water fit to drink. Two of these tablets are needed to kill the germs in a canteen full of water. But if the water's dirty or cloudy, you must use 4 of the tablets. Only after half an hour is this water fit to drink. No matter how clean and dry you keep yourself, sometimes you can't help picking up a case of athlete's foot. That's why your jungle kit has a bottle of athlete's foot solution. Remember, keeping your feet in good shape is important, so use it. Get in between those toes, because that's where the trouble usually starts. As for scratches, don't think because you're a tough guy you can pass off a cut or a scratch. In the jungle, it doesn't take long for a scratch no bigger than this to become infected and knock you out. Take care of it right away. Paint it with iodine and keep it clean until it heals. Don't throw what's left of the iodine away. There's enough there for several applications. Your kit can also lend a hand if you run into something more serious. For a gash like this, iodine isn't enough. The thing to do here is stop the bleeding and use the dressing in your kit. It's sterilized, so don't touch the part that's going on the wound. One side of the dressing is marked with red lettering. Take care not to put that side against the wound. In a spot like this, there's so much danger of infection, you can't afford chances. Your jungle kit has a packet of wound tablets, and the packet has instructions printed right on it. Read the instructions. They tell you to take all the tablets with plenty of water. And, of course, make sure the water is pure. There's just one time when you don't take these tablets. That's when you've got a belly wound. In that case, you take nothing. No pills, no water. We talked a while back about flies, but they're not the only insects in the jungle that can dish out misery. There are some other members of the trouble department. Ticks, centipedes, scorpions, leeches. You've also got to know how to protect yourselves from them. Suppose you're out on a jungle path. Suddenly you notice something on your leg, and you discover it's a tick. Don't try to knock it off or pick it off. The tick is a bloodsucker, and if you break off the head, you'll have an infected leg. Take the end of a lighted cigarette or a match and hold it near the tick. It'll pull out by itself when things get too hot. Then out with the jungle kit. You open this new iodine container by simply pulling the string which cuts the seal. Touch the spot where the tick bored in with a drop of iodine. Wait until the iodine dries. Then apply a Band-Aid and the trouble's over. In the case of the leech, take care of him and his bite the same way. As for the scorpions and centipedes, a good thing to remember when you're in the field is that they like dark places. So shake out your blankets before you turn in for the night. And in the morning, check your shoes and clothing before you get dressed. But these are minor leaguers. Here's the baby you've really got to be on the lookout for. Recognize it? You bet you do. This mosquito, though small, is mean and dangerous, and it's the female of the species that dishes it out. She's called the Anopheles mosquito, Annie for short. Out here with breeding grounds like this, she's more of a menace than the enemy. Only she tries to kill you with malaria instead of bullets. Malaria, the greatest cause of casualties in the jungle. In some places, 10 times as many casualties have come from malaria as from combat. So don't underestimate it. Annie picks up her tidy package of germs from natives or anyone who has malaria in the jungle swamps and carries it around in her body. Then, if you let her, she sinks her biter into your arm or any place that's exposed and injects the malaria germs into your bloodstream. And she can bite through clothes, too, if they fit too tight. But we said, if you let her. Don't ever forget that you can prevent malaria. These head nets will keep mosquitoes off when you're going out on night patrol. Those long pants and long sleeve shirts are a help, too. Another thing, dig down into that jungle kit and pull out the bottle marked insect repellent. All exposed spots get the repellent. The hands, neck, and face. The mosquito will bite through thin clothes, so rub the repellent on the clothing over the shoulders, elbows, knees, and seat. Repellents, head nets, mosquito netting, long pants, and long sleeves. These are the things that keep the mosquito away from you. But she's fast on her wings, and sometimes you can't avoid her. So in the jungle kit, there's another bottle, and it has Atabrine tablets in it. Malaria tablets to all of us GIs. Take them regularly when your medical officer tells you to. And don't think he's clowning, or you're liable to stumble around with malaria for a long time to come. One more thing about beating the jungle. Keep clean. If you can't find a stream to bathe in, take advantage of the rain that comes down almost every day. Get those spaces between the toes, the armpits, the crotch. Keep yourself dry. Use plenty of GI powder under the arms, on the chest, around the crotch, and on the feet. The idea is to stay dry and clean. It really isn't tough to stay on your feet in the jungle. You've got the best weapons in the world. You have that added insurance, your jungle kit. Iodine, Band-Aids and dressing, wound tablets, insect repellent, malaria tablets, athlete's foot solution, and water purification tablets. And you have a good head on your shoulders. Altogether, a neat combination. We're smart enough to beat the enemy. Let's be smart enough to beat the jungle.